Danielson taking on John Silva. That's the main reason as to why I'm looking forward to this show, because I do like both of those wrestlers. I think they're both incredible in-ring talents. So seeing them go up against each other, I think is going to be hopefully a great match. It will result in a great match. We've got Young Bucks and Adam Cole taking on Best Friends and Orange Cassidy. We've also got the Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal. We've got that tonight. And we've got Jamie Hayter taking on Riho. There's another one that I don't know if it's just been added, but I didn't see this one earlier. The Acclaimed and 2.0 taking on Jurassic Express and the Varsity Blondes. So there's just a tweet that's come out as well from Tony Khan. Tony Khan has said that tonight on TNT, keep in mind that for the rest of December, brackets, until TBS move in January 2022, close brackets, we're live across the country at 8 p.m. Eastern and on the West Coast at 5 p.m. Ahead of the TBS move. We aim to make this last month of Dynamite on TNT very special for you fans. So he's kind of bigging up this final month of Dynamite on TNT. I think he's also saying as well that this is, am I right in saying this is the go home for winter is coming, which is next week. So that's going to be a big deal. I think next week we could see like maybe Kyle O'Reilly. If Kyle O'Reilly's contract has expired, then there won't be any 30-day non-compete. Could be that next week we get Kyle O'Reilly coming in. And then, then we've got Bobby Fish, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly. We're only a Roderick Strong short of an Undisputed Era. So I do think that Kyle O'Reilly will go to AEW. I am expecting that. I'm not expecting Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano, I really think that, it's clear that he's leaving NXT. I think when you watched the show last night, it was a bit like, I wasn't too sure, because he got attacked. And it made you think like, oh, is it like the Mark Henry one where he says he's leaving and then he gets attacked and then we get a match next week and all of this. But after the show went off the air, I don't know if you saw the pictures, but after NXT ended, he was actually sat in the ring upset with Tommaso Ciampa. And Tommaso Ciampa had his arm around him. And it was a real moment. It was a real moment of them two kind of, it felt like coming to the end of his time in NXT. As well as that, a lot of people going onto Twitter, a lot of people that wrestle for NXT, saying their thanks to Johnny. This was all after the show, not before or during. This was after the show. So if the plan was that Johnny was going to be sticking around and now moving into a Waller feud, I don't think we'd be seeing all this. I don't think we'd be seeing the emotional kind of sit down with Tommaso. I don't think we'd be getting all these tweets from people saying thank you for everything you gave us, blah, 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 blah. So it seems quite apparent that Johnny is leaving. Don't know where he's going. Don't know if he's going main roster or going AEW. He did say during his little speech that he didn't know, and I do kind of believe that. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm kind of thinking that he doesn't quite know. I think that he's going to go off and be a dad and then maybe make a decision whilst he's gone away. So Johnny is, I'm fairly sure, done with NXT. Kyle is done with NXT. I think there's a good chance that we will see him in AEW soon. Maybe winter is coming. That'll be where we get Kyle O'Reilly. I don't know that we're going to get anyone massive, because I don't know if there's anyone massive out there. I mean, I suppose Braun would be a big deal. I don't think Braun moves the needle. But I do think he is, obviously, a big guy. He's a very impressive looking guy. They haven't got anyone his size outside of, say, Big Show. And I don't know where Big Show is. I mean, he's not a wrestler anyway, is he, Big Show? He has wrestled, but he is there more to do commentating, I think, for like Elevation. So maybe he's still doing that. I honestly don't know. I don't watch Elevation. but I haven't seen him on Dynamite or even heard him being mentioned in quite a long time. So either way, they could bring in Braun. It would give them something they don't have. He's known to WWE fans. That's never going to hurt. And actually, if you booked Braun better, you might get something interesting out of him. Like, there was definitely times where Braun was in WWE and it was quite intriguing. I think when he was flipping over stuff, they went a bit too far with it, of course, as always. But I think like when he flipped over the ambulance, that was amazing. That was a great spot. Because he flipped over the ambulance with like Roman inside, and it was a great visual, and it's not something we'd seen, and it was a proper OMG moment. Of course, they went too far, and he started flipping over production trucks, and was flipping over like cars and just flipping over anything he could. That first ambulance, though, I think that was such a, what is he doing? Like, no way is he. And it was such an OMG moment, such a big talking point. That was kind of like really cool. I remember, I think it might have been the same episode where he had like Roman strapped onto a stretcher and like hurled him off the loading bay as well. Like there was a few of those moments that were really quite good. For me, when he was like, get these hands, I think as soon as we got get these hands, we were done. I was done. I just kind of think at that point they just really started to package him for kids. So, you're going to get these hands and the train noises as he ran around the edge of the ring. And they really wanted to get over that Strowman Express as he ran around the ring, shoulder tackling people into the barricade. I just kind of feel like if we could get back to him being a killer, give him a mouthpiece. I don't think his promos are very good, so give him a mouthpiece, give him a manager, and have someone like a Paul Heyman type character that can do the talking for him, and just present him as a silent killer. Just present him as someone that comes out and just does the talking with, his actions, rather than just present him as close as you can to like Brock. Because he's got an incredible look, and I don't know if you've seen what he looks like on Twitter, but he is absolutely jacked, man. He is absolutely jacked, even more so now. So, yeah, I don't think bringing in Braun would be the worst idea. It might cost quite a bit, and you are going to have to do a lot of work. But I think AEW have shown themselves to be able to get the best out of people. Sometimes they get it wrong, of course. But I think they have shown themselves to get the best out of people, and I'm just judging that on the Bryan Danielson thing. I think Bryan Danielson, they've nailed it. I also think that Miro has been doing quite well. Maybe not when he came in with Kip Sabian, but since he became like the Redeemer, I think that's been going well. And I think Malachi, the way that he's been used has been good. Apart from like the losses to Cody, which I think we all wish he'd have won those matches. But, I think they've shown themselves to be able to get the best out of people, or at least get, something substantial out of people. I reckon they could get something out of Braun. Asib said, don't you think we could see a Carter next week? I genuinely don't know. I mean, my guess would be no. But I suppose we could. The only reason I'd say no is because we're getting closer towards Wrestle Kingdom. And so I'm guessing that they're all involved in stories for that. So coming over to AEW, I mean, I suppose on one hand, it would be a good way to promote Wrestle Kingdom and get people to tune into Wrestle Kingdom. So I suppose you could make an argument for that. But I don't see like Okada getting involved in feuds and having matches and stuff like this when we are, 4 weeks away? 4 weeks away from Wrestle Kingdom, and next week it'll be about 3 weeks away from Wrestle Kingdom. So that makes me think the timing probably isn't brilliant for matches and whatever. But they could do something to try and promote Wrestle Kingdom if AEW would be open to that, and I'm sure Tony Khan would. I'm sure Tony Khan would be open to that. Do you think they will put AEW championship on Daniel after Winter has come in? Because they do it once when Jon Moxley is AEW champ. They put AEW championship on Kenny Omega after Winter has come in. I don't know that they'll put the belt on him at Winter has come in. I mean, I wouldn't really look at the past and go, well, they did it last year, they'll do it this year. Because, I mean, to my knowledge, like, It doesn't really work that way. So I kind of think that Hangman's just got there. You could definitely make an argument for taking the title off Hangman because for me the value is in the chase. The value and is in wanting to see them succeed. So he's got to that mountaintop and he could have it taken away, and then that way all of a sudden Hangman's like, I need to get back to the title because I never got a chance to have the championship reign that is going to define my career. I need to get back to that title. And so then, the crowd will be behind Hangman to try and get back to the title again. So you could definitely make an argument for him losing the title early because then you've got a whole nother story of him trying to get back there to have his legacy-defining championship reign. Or, alternatively, this could be it. This could be that championship reign, and he ends up beating Bryan Danielson. My gut feeling is that he will beat Bryan Danielson. I think Bryan Danielson, I think I'm right in saying, is he undefeated at the moment? I don't think he's been beaten. I know there was a draw against Omega, but I don't think he's been beaten. So I think that having Hangman be the first one to beat him, that would be a big push for Hangman, who, in a way, you could say does need these little boosts. He's kind of really been like out in the wilderness. He's not been in the main event scene all that much. Obviously, he had like the drinking storyline. He was with the Dark Order. He had a tag team championship run. He's just been away to be a dad and just come back. So it kind of feels like we need to really establish him as being legit. So he's won the title. He's managed to get past Kenny. Can we now give him a bit more to really cement him as, the worthy, rightful head of the company, face of the company? Maybe by beating Daniel, that just, helps take a step in that direction. So I think he'll retain. But as I said, you could make an argument for him losing it. Planet Dan ASMR, shout out to you, buddy. Hope you are well. Said, if Kyle does come to AEW, which I think he will, then the Elite versus Undisputed era could be the next Blood and Guts match. That sounds very exciting. I like the sound of that. So you could have Omega and you could have the Bucks. Who would you put with them, though? I mean, who would you put with them? Would you have, like, Cutler in there? Would you have Cutler in there? Would you have Nakazawa in there or something? I'm trying to think who else is part of the Elite. If Adam Cole is going to be over on, I mean, you wouldn't be able to get like the Good Brothers. So I'm guessing it would have to be, unless they introduce someone and they bring in a new member, then it'd have to be like Cutler or Nakazawa. And then who would you have on the Undisputed Era team? Because you'd have Kyle, you'd have Bobby, you'd have Adam Cole, and then it kind of feels like they need someone else as well. I mean, you can do 3-on-3. Young Bucks and Kenny versus Kyle, Bobby Fish, and Adam Cole. I mean, that's fine. I don't know if you could do 3-on-3 in a Blood Games. It's because it is basically a War Games, isn't it? Blood and Guts match. I don't know if you could do 3-on-3 in there, but I like the idea of those teams going up against each other. Owens. What? Kevin Owens coming in. Kenta. Oh, do you know who could go with Kenny? Kota. I mean, Kota Ibushi and Kenny were the Golden Lovers. I mean, you could have them too with... the thing is, I don't know that Kota's a heel. In fact, I don't know who the heels would be now I'm thinking about it. But either way, look. I do like the idea of that, yes. And Kenta coming in, I think, would be cool, yeah. Shinsuke Nakamura is hinting at leaving WWE, says Boomers TV. Okay, I haven't seen that. Rachel said, I've been a member for a week and I love all of the streams. Rachel, I spoke to them all earlier and they all love you as well. So shout out to you, Rachel. Steve said, Days, the plan for Tony was always to get the first 4 world champions, as champion Hangman was always taking the belt from Kenny. He hasn't signed a contract yet. Could leave Bryan, takes the belt. No idea what that means. Do you think MJF will get cheered tonight with it being in his hometown? He's confident he will. I do remember at Full Gear, there was dueling chants in his match with Darby. I think there'll be dueling chants here again. I think there'll be people that are like, yeah, he's one of our own. But then I think there'll be a lot of people that are like, look, the best way to honor him is to boo him. Like, he's a heel, so, like, we should boo him. I could see there being dueling chants. I could see there being a split. I think everyone appreciates him and sees the talent that he has. But it's just like, do you cheer him because he's cool and he's good at what he does? Or do you boo him because that's the right thing to do? You know, it's kind of a bit like Roman, really. I mean, if I went to see Roman, I'd be cheering because I think he's amazing. I think he's brilliant. I love Roman. And I appreciate what he's doing. I think what he's doing is incredible. Great matches, great promos, great storytelling. He is literally carrying SmackDown. So I would go and I would cheer, but I would totally understand people that would be booing. Jennifer, hello. Shout out to you. I hope you are well. Lorelei, say hello to Lorelei from me also. Shout out to you, Jennifer. Nice to see you around. Daniel said, can you go and look at Sean Ross Sapp's tweet showing the sign that MJF mom has brought? I saw her, I don't know if I saw her tweet it, but I've seen people sharing it. Yeah, it's cool. Dave sent you said, Days, there was a weed distribution center that made the largest weed brownie. It was £860. Okay. Was Rob Van Dam behind that at all? Was it based in Rob Van Dam's house? I have seen the ice cream, James and Sam. Isn't it Ambrosia ice cream? I have no idea what's going on with the chat. I hope everyone's all right out there. It's like, I don't know. Is there lockdowns going on and you're all just going stir crazy or something? We're talking about weed. We're talking about ice cream. It's all kicking off. Asib said, I'm saying that Hangman hasn't signed a contract and he was always meant to be the 4th champion no matter. He hasn't signed a contract, so could Bryan take the belt and Hangman go to WWE? No. Well, I mean, could he? Yes. I mean, pretty much anything could happen. But do I think that will happen? No. I give it about a 1% chance. So, no. He's in with all of them. Do you know what I mean? He's been in from the start, and he is well respected, well liked. As you said, the plan was always to put the title on him. So, boom. No, I don't see any need for him to leave. I don't think he wants to leave. I would be surprised if he wanted to leave. So, no. Are you excited for Silva versus Bryan? Yes. Silva should have the crowd out of their seat with it being in his hometown and how energetic he is. It should be amazing. I'm really looking forward to it. Adam said, England 147 all out. Australia 136 at the Gabba. Dana said, do you think we could have new AEW champions of CM Punk? Do I think CM Punk could be the new AEW champion? Do I think? Yeah, I mean, I think he will hold it one day. I could see him getting there one day. I suppose I'd be surprised if he never was AEW champion. So one day, I don't think there's a rush. I don't think there's a rush at all. I actually think it's better for him to have some feuds for quite a while and just kind of stay away from the title picture. But yeah, it's always a story they can tell, and it's an easy way to get people to tune in, isn't it? I mean, people obviously are intrigued by CM Punk, and it's just an easy ratings grab. Can CM Punk, can he do it? Can he get back to showing that he is the best in the world? You know, he claims to be the best. Well, is he the best? Can CM Punk win? the AEW World Championship. I think it's an easy story to tell, so I would expect to see that at some point, yes. Rating out of 1 to 10, what would you give AEW for 2021? Well, you could put that in the chat. I mean, the chat can say. I mean, I would give them a... personally, I'd be like a 7 to 7.25. And last year, I would be about a 6.25. So last year, I thought that they were fairly solid. I thought that it was... I mean, obviously, they had all the disruption of the pandemic, which was far from ideal, which is an understatement of the year. So I would say that, you know, with that disruption in mind, you would probably score them even higher. But I have to judge on what I was seeing. And, yeah, you know, there was stuff in there that I did not like. There was stuff in there that, for me, just went a bit too far at times and was silly at times and not really what I want from AEW. Whereas this year, I actually think, and I've said it before and I'll keep saying it till I'm blue in the face, I think since they brought in Bryan Danielson, since they brought in CM Punk, since they brought in Ruby Soho, since they brought in Adam Cole, it feels like there's been some additions in quite quick succession that have really strengthened AEW and actually made them a much more solid, more entertaining product. And I got asked the other day what the most consistent wrestling show is, and I think it is Dynamite now. And I couldn't have said that last year, because actually last year, and certainly towards like the end of last year, maybe even early this year, I think SmackDown was the more consistent show. I think late 2020, late 2021, because obviously Roman comes back at SummerSlam. So really after that point, really when Roman gets going, I think like Roman at the end of 2021, going into early 2020, hang on, was that right? Late 2020, going into early 2021, I think SmackDown was the more consistent show. There'll be people out there that are like, last year it was a 9.5, this year it's a 10. Like, there'll be hardcore AEW fans that say that. But for me, I think that last year was about a 6.25. This year is about a 7 to 7.25. I think they can continue to grow. I think they can get even better than here. I think that, you know, we're seeing some really good stuff. Like, they are improving in my mind. And I think next year, you know, they could be really in a very exciting place. So, and don't forget, I mean, they could be on the verge of bringing in Wyndham. They could be on the verge of doing that Undisputed Era versus the Elite, which I think would be fun. We'll be getting more out of CM Punk. We'll be getting more out of Bryan Danielson. So there's a lot to look forward to. So it's a great sign, you know, seeing it grow from strength to strength to strength. So, yeah. What would you rate WWE this year? Says Joaquin. What would I rate WWE this year? I would say that as a whole, I would give them about a 6. I would give them about a 6. Last year, as a whole, I would probably give them a 5. This year, I do think it's been a bit better. I think it makes a difference having the crowds back. I also think we've enjoyed a full year of Roman. We've obviously had Brock back. I think the Bianca story was quite cool, seeing her become champion. Obviously a WrestleMania with crowds as well. So we had a little bit less of the silliness as well, which was good. So I think last year I would be about a 5. I think the pandemic was flipping atrocious, right? I think it was awful. And I think it was awful for AEW and WWE. I do think AEW dealt with it better. I think pretty much everyone would agree they dealt with the pandemic better. But I think that now we're out of it, I think that the additions of Bryan Danielson, the additions of Adam Cole and everything, that's just really helped AEW like rise up. So I'd probably say they're at about a 7.25 at the moment. And WWE have probably gone from like a 5.25 to a 6. So that's probably kind of where we are. Obviously, my hope is that WWE next year can have a good full year. It'll be the first full year with no lockdowns or, reduced capacity crowds. I mean, don't forget, we had a Royal Rumble this year that had no crowd. I mean, a Royal Rumble without a crowd, it's like, it should be illegal. Like, if there's one show, well, I suppose you need WrestleMania to have a crowd, but I would argue that Royal Rumble might be even more important because the Royal Rumble is surprises. So the Royal Rumble is people coming out and surprises like returns and legends. Well, where's the reactions? Where's the pops? Where's the surprise faces? Like, could you imagine if the next Royal Rumble doesn't have a crowd and like Bayley's coming back and Asuka's coming back, or they get Paige or something like this? Do you know what I mean? Like, and there's no crowd to react to it. Instead, we've got to look at flipping stupid Thunderdome screens to get people's reaction. Like, yeah, that's that sucked. So, but as I said, that would be my score for WWE overall. It'd be different if I was to break down the individual shows, because I think by and large Raw has been pretty awful. But then, NXT's been all right I thought NXT was all right. I think it struggled a bit towards the middle of the year, and then they changed it, and I think it's struggled a bit since it's become 2.0. But I thought at the start of the year it was having some decent moments. And SmackDown, as I said, I think SmackDown was actually more consistent than AEW. So end of 2020, early 2021, I think SmackDown was a better show. So I have to, if you're going to ask me about what do I score WWE, I have to take Raw into account, don't I? I have to take Raw into account. And if you add scientific fact, if you add Raw to anything, the score goes down. That's how it works. So, Raw, I think, has really been struggling and dragging things down. I would say though that probably since the draft, it's turned things around a little bit. Raw doesn't feel quite as painful to watch anymore. And maybe SmackDown's taken a little step down as a result. So since the draft, things have definitely changed. Either way, it sets us up for an interesting 2022. WWE Rules says, do you think AEW need to have their own attitude or ruthless aggression era to cause a spike like it did for WWE? I don't know how you would do it, to be honest, because, it was a different era. You're not going to be able to have scantily clad women not wearing anything, because in this day and age, you'll be seen as sexist. So, like, you just can't really get away with that kind of stuff anymore. And then, like, I suppose you can have bad language and, things like that. That's fine. But then, how far will the networks allow them to go? Like, what are the networks looking for? I kind of think that wrestling was a reflection of the time when it was the Attitude Era. There was something going on at the end of the 90s. I don't know if it was like as the excitement as we were getting to the new millennium. I don't know if that was a factor. I don't know if it was like emerging technologies and things that were like exciting, like the internet was coming through and cable was getting into more people's homes. I know cable was around like in the 80s, but it's not really till the 90s that everyone's getting access to it, or it's in like the majority of homes. So it's kind of like, I don't know if it's a bit of a perfect storm of like technology advancing, becoming more widely available, getting closer towards the millennium. The reason why I mention cable is because we do see an explosion of like car crash TV, and that massively inspired wrestling. I don't think you had that car crash TV in like the 80s and the early 90s, but I'm thinking like Jerry Springer and those kinds of shows kind of come along in the late 90s. The Simpsons, they start in the late 80s. They have like the whole 90s, but they really are out on their own. Don't forget, by the time we're getting towards the end of the 90s, you're starting to see the likes of Family Guy, South Park join the fray. So like South Park's coming in, and Jerry Springer's on TV. You've got like new metal that's kind of emerging. There's like this kind of, Limp Bizkit. I mean, they even played at WrestleMania 19. So, you've got like edgy new metal that's emerging. You've got Jerry Springer on TV. You've got like police camera action kind of shows. Do you know what I mean? Like Cops, things like this, like reality shows coming in, and it's just like this perfect storm. It's like this weird time where you're getting closer to the new millennium, and I think wrestling just found a way of positioning itself and capturing the mood that was around at the time. And, here's some scantily clad women wearing next to nothing. Here's some bad language. Here's some blood. Here's some weapons. Here's some, charisma with The Rock. And here's a guy standing up to his boss. And here's, like, just some wacky storylines. And people were just absolutely gobbling it up. That is not where the world is right now. That's not where the world is right now. So you can do an Attitude Era, but the world ain't going to react the same way as it did in the end of the 90s. You kind of have to position yourself to where the world is now. Do you know what I mean? You have to, wherever the mainstream is, and that is harder than ever. Like, where is the mainstream? Because the mainstream is flipping all over the place. I mean, there's a few things that managed to get into the mainstream, like Squid Game, for example. Tiger King, for example, like, they become mainstream hits. They become like worldwide phenomenon. Like, I suppose, what can you learn from that? I mean, what lessons can you take from that? If you have a look at like all the things that have really blown up and been popular over the past 5 years, what connects them all? What lessons can you take from them? What can you introduce into wrestling that you can take from those things? I don't have an answer to that, by the way, but I'm just saying, like, that those are the kind of questions I think Tony should be asking, rather than, should we do the Attitude Era again, or should we try and do a Ruthless Aggression era? Like, that's been done. It's been done, and it worked because it was right for the time. What's right for this time? What's the right thing to do now? And I think you'd have to have a look at all the stuff that's trending and have a look at all the things that are like really connecting with people, and try and see if you can take some up from them, learn some up from them, and try and like get down to like, what is it that people are tuning in for? That could be really, really interesting. If you could find that thing that really connects. What time is it? 4 minutes. We got 4 minutes. Have you seen Hacksaw Jim Duggan news? I think I was told yesterday, yeah. That is on the mend, which is brilliant. What was your favourite pay-per-view this year? Don't know, to be honest. I really don't know. I mean, one of the first that comes to mind is Crown Jewel, but that can easily be beaten. I think I gave it 7.75, so I genuinely don't know right now if there was anything I gave a higher score to. I would imagine there was, and I would imagine actually Wrestle Kingdom at the start of the year might have got a higher score. I know that WrestleMania didn't. WrestleMania, I think I gave one day 7.25, the other day 7, so I know that didn't. But yeah, there could have been a show that I gave a higher score to than 7.75. I genuinely think one of the best main roster matches I saw, maybe the best main roster match I saw, was Seth versus Edge, Hell in a Cell, that started Crown Jewel. It was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant, that match. Really, really enjoyed it. It's not perfect. It's not 5 stars. But I really enjoyed it. They went mental on each other inside that Hell in a Cell. And that was the start to Crown Jewel. There wasn't really anything that reached that level, but equally there wasn't really anything that underwhelmed either. Everything was fairly solid. Nothing that was, dragging the score down. The only problem was we had an amazing open, and then, of course, after that it does kind of just bob along. But, that show is where we get Xavier becoming King of the Ring. It's where you get Queen Zelina becoming Queen of the Ring, the first ever Queen of the Ring. It's where you get a pretty good match, actually, between Big E and Drew. And that's, like, one of the first opportunities we get to see as, like, Big E as WWE champion. It's where we get, obviously, Brock versus Roman, Paul Heyman not sure who to help. And obviously there was a lot of intrigue going into that main event. It was a pretty big main event. Yeah, I mean, there was quite a bit. Riddle coming out on a camel. Like, considering it was Saudi Arabia, it was actually a really solid show. So I like that pay-per-view. But off the top of my head, I can't remember all the pay-per-views we saw and all the scores I gave. I do want to do that when I get a chance, to be honest. I do want to sit down, just quickly go through all the shows and, you know, see what I scored them all. So I should be able to give you an actual answer by the end of the year. We're at 1 minute 39 away. Esteban said, what's your match of the year? And why is it Kenny Danielson? It's not. My match of the year is Volta versus Dragunov in NXT. To end Volta's NXT UK Championship reign. I would have Bryan Danielson in my top 3. I would, well, would I? I might do. I might have it in my top 3. I would also have Becky Charlotte from Survivor Series. I think we also got Volta versus Ciampa, which was a great match earlier this year as well. But Volta Dragunov. I mean, I've said before, like, I think when you see a match that you know is 5 stars, there's no question. If ever you think to yourself, oh, is it 5 stars? Is that 5 stars? It's not. It's not. If ever you think to yourself, is it 5 stars? No, it's not. Otherwise, you wouldn't question it. Like, why are you even thinking about it? Is it like a perfect match? Is it a match that you enjoyed from start to finish? You was gripped. There was drama. It built nicely. It had everything that you were looking for. You know, if it ticks all them boxes, then it's 5 stars. It's a 5-star match. So, for me, I had no doubt after that. No doubt whatsoever. So, to me, that was 5 stars. I mean, like, the Kenny one was amazing with Bryan Danielson. I really, really enjoyed it. I can't remember if I thought it was 5 stars, though, but I would definitely say it was my favourite AEW match of the year. So, yeah, I'd have it in the conversation, and I'd have no arguments for anyone that had it as their match of the year. My only 5-star match of the year is the Volta Dragunov match, says Airflow. Days, I'm going to do a video with Wrestling Revolution Keaton next week. Have fun. Seth Edge is my favourite main roster match. The men's Money in the Bank was a close second, says Austin. Hello, Austin. Vape Ross Vape said first every year and awards. The Daisies. Book it. The Daisies. Here's MJF, and he's getting quite a few cheers here. Maxwell. Oh, and it's Punk. Punk coming out to MJF's music, trolling. Bit of trolling by CM Troll. CM Punk walks out to MJF's music. It's an interesting reaction for Punk. Oh, he's getting a chant. He's getting chants. There's a few boos, though. Punk making his way down with a CM Punk jacket. I don't know that I've seen that yet. People are booing CM Punk. Edward said, you're not acknowledging how good Roman Cena at SummerSlam was. It was very good. I wouldn't have it in my top 3. But it was very good. It's funny, WWE went to this event last week, and now AEW is. Booze for Punk, says Bronny. I just bought the AEW Unrivaled Series 2 MJF figure, says Squidge Butt. Right, let's see what he's got to say. Chicago is so much louder. Chicago is so much louder. CM Punk popping off at the fans. Heel Punk. You lot certainly don't disappoint like your guy MJF. MJF country sign in the crowd. Punk is far from overrated, says Travis. This is why Punk is awesome, says Taboy. Okay, so CM Punk. CM Punk going off, man. CM Punk's got a t-shirt that's got the 4 pillars of AEW on, which obviously doesn't include MJF. What are they chanting? I can't. What are they chanting? Punk's just going off on this Long Island crowd. The 4 pillars. Travis says, I'm from Long Island. Cannot believe CM Punk just trash talked about my hometown. It's a red hot crowd, as you would expect. I'm taken back, that's your guy. Okay, so CM Punk's talk about, I get it. I know that's your guy. I used to hate Rodman, but then he joined from the Pistons to Chicago. And then I loved it. He said, I'm not mad at you. I just feel a bit sorry for you that this is your guy. Blooming American sport references, I never understand them. Yeah, I don't really get them either, to be honest, but it's working. So CM Punk said, we need to settle this thing before one of us goes to fight for the AEW world title. He's having fun out there, CM Punk. I just get a glass. Birmingham, New York. This is the same crowd was for Raw 2 weeks ago. I love how in AEW the faces aren't overly nice, says Corey K. New York hates MJF sign. Are they chanting shut the F up? He says, let's be honest, I am having fun. You have wasted my time, but let's be honest, I am having fun. And then another little knock at the Islanders. It's Long Island, New York. Who cares? Go on, Punk. Keep roasting them. Punk is like ripping on the crowd. It's not really doing anything for me because, I mean, I don't know some of these references. Nor do I care if he upsets the people of Long Island. Okay. He said he'll beat him there tonight. Okay. There we go. Amazing. Punk is amazing, says to boy. Heel Punk is fantastic. I've been tired of Punk for over a decade. I can appreciate that he just worked that crowd very, very well. Like, he just went out there. He got big reactions out of them. It's great to actually watch some real interaction between a wrestler and a crowd. It's great. I mean, it's great. I ain't got no complaints. It ain't blowing me away because it ain't blowing me away because it's all, like, very Long Island specific. I suppose, like, you know, he's gone out there, he's insulted the hometown of MJF, and I'm sure we'll hear from MJF later. People saying New York sucks anyway. Those insults were on point. It was super good, says Master Chief. Battle Royal next. Doppelganger said that was great. Zoom Station said that was one of the worst Punk promos. MJF for the win, says J14. We go to commercial break. Antwin said, I'm from Long Island, New York. Wardlow is in the Battle Royal. MJF will get a big pop. I think he will, you know. I think he will. New York rocks. Battle Royal next. 12 minutes in, we're at our first commercial break, and as we said, you know, it's a hot start to Dynamite. It's not a bad start. The only thing is there's nothing there that's making me personally go, wow, whoa, oh my God, killer line. I'm sure there is to people in America. I'm sure there were some lines in there that were like, wow, that's amazing. But yeah, I mean, it didn't reach that level for me. But yeah, I think it's definitely positioned Punk to be the heel tonight. So I'd imagine that MJF will come out as the hometown hero. I mean, really, Punk's set the table there for MJF to get an even better reaction than I think he would have received. All of a sudden now there might be some people going, hang on, I was going to be cheering for CM Punk and he's just absolutely ripped into where I live and, you know, who I am. So there might be some people now that will be a bit happier to cheer for MJF when he emerges in a bit. Volta versus Dragunov 2 weren't even all that. The matches they apparently always used to do the exact same match on the Indies, says Pete. All he was doing was going after the crowds. It wasn't amazing, but he did wake up the crowds. Legend Killer, shout out to you. James Chadwick said, I can see Wardlow eliminating MJF to win the Battle Royal. Liv and Zelina Stan said, so to get Days to boo Punk, he must go after soccer. Nah, I wouldn't boo. I don't know why I'd boo Punk, to be honest. I don't know what would make me boo Punk. I'd probably boo him if they were bad at what they were doing. That's why I'd boo them. If they're going to be, like, good, I can appreciate CM Punk was good there. I can see that he was good. I can see the reaction and hear the reaction he was getting. So I can see he's just done a great job. So, if I was to go, if I was, like, in Long Island and CM Punk came out and did that, I would be laughing at it going, fair play, man. He is killing us here. And I'd really appreciate it if he came out and stunk out the place. If he came out and, like, his insults were awful and falling short, then I'd actually be more inclined to boo. I'd be booing because he's doing a bad job. I've got a little video package. What is this? It's a car. Driving in a circle. It's a nice car. It's a white car. I'm leaning towards Porsche or Ferrari. It's MJF. Here's MJF. He's putting on a Long Island LB jacket. Okay, I think they're just going down the things that he's achieved. We're just seeing him walking on a football field. Plain view football. It's weird that they're trying to position MJF as like a baby face. It's just weird. This is hilarious. This MJF video package. Kisses the Battle Royal ring. Long Island is better than you and you know it sign. MJF chants. And here he comes. There's MJF. MJF makes his way out. He's getting cheered, so it makes sense they did the same thing with Britt Baker in Pittsburgh. He goes down to his knees. He's got a smile on his face. There's a sign that says better than you section. All right, he's making his way down to the ring. He's got his plain view jacket on. There's a dude in the front row. The Dusty dude is there, the dude that dresses up as Dusty, and he puts on, like, the fake muscle suit. Days, the Ring of Honor talent are all going to be free agents on December the 11th, with a Ring of Honor pay-per-view wrapping up in a few days. Does AEW pick up some guys up since WWE closed the door on indie guys? They might do. They might pick up on temporary basis. I don't know that they'll take them like long term. But you could probably take some people on temporary basis. It might make more sense, actually, to start doing some of these surprises on a temporary basis. Because, like, that way you can get the surprise of here's such and such, but you're not tying them down to, like, long-term contracts. So it might be an idea to bring a few people in on like a 3-month contract or something, and if they get over, if the that might be a really good way of doing it going forward. We'll bring you in on 3 months. If you get over with the crowd, then we'll look to extend and give you like a so that way like not only do you get the surprise, but if it fizzles out, well, you know, thanks a lot, really appreciate it. We'll give you a call if we have got something coming up again. If they connect and they're over and they stay over, and then you can go, right, we really want to get you to a long-term deal. So it might be worth having a look at something like that. Right, we are underway with the Battle Royal. This is for the Dynamite Diamond. Jay Lethal is in there. Lio Rush is in there. The Bunny has just handed something to Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy with brass knucks, and he chucks the brass knucks back to the Bunny. Wardlow is standing in front of MJF. MJF is in the corner. Wardlow is standing in front of him so that no one can get to MJF. Wardlow won't turn here, will he? Will Wardlow turn here, do you reckon? Lio Rush, Dante Martin face to face. Here's Wardlow. Wardlow, Hobbs face to face. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Wardlow's bigger, but here we go, Wardlow going against the ropes. He charges into Hobbs. Hobbs takes a slight step back. These two circling around. Against the ropes goes Hobbs. Wardlow charges into him. Clothesline. Hobbs holds on. Wardlow charging over. Big forearm strike. Oh, and Lio Rush comes over and kicks Hobbs off the edge of the ring. So Hobbs gets eliminated. Ricky Starks is trying to get Lio Rush eliminated. Kicks to Lio. It's unusual seeing MJF clap fans' hands and be a face for one night only. Why aren't these people throwing pizzas? I don't know. They call this a battle royal. Where's the bit where someone gets handed a pizza and they eat it in the ring and like go... and then start chucking them around? You're absolutely right. Kicks coming in by Lio Rush. Almost a quarter of the way through the show, you know. We're only 8 minutes away from like the halfway... half-hour mark. Really going quite fast. Lame. No pizza boxes here at all. Al said, tonight, Rest of Days is going to debut on Dynamite. That is what Meltzer said. Can't believe everything Meltzer says. Can't believe everything Meltzer says. He doesn't get everything right. It's actually next week. Winter is coming. Right, we're getting down to around about 8 or so. We've got MJF, we've got Wardlow, we've got Lio Rush, we've got Dante Martin. Trying to see who else is around, who's down. Is that Jay Lethal? Is that Jay Lethal? Kazarian's in there with Dante. They cross-body each other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About 7. Someone late was watching some friends in Key West. Gabe and Kim send their regards. John, shout out to you, dudes. Drop it like it's mildly warm, says Miss Clown Mom. This Jericho said, let's not pretend AEW haven't done silly product placement matches. No, let's pretend. I like pretending. Strikes coming in by Holy S-Chance. Oh, right. It's because Ricky Starks was like millimeters away from being eliminated and he was just like dangling there. Are we at commercial break or something? Because the pace of this has completely fallen away. Are you guys like a picture-in-picture? Oh, we're back live. God, no. Oh, man. Honestly, the pace just completely falls away. Like, there's not much happening. They're just, like, slightly kicking out and all this kind of stuff. There's not really much going on. And you look at it and you're like, this is on TV. And then all of a sudden, we're back live. Ah, of course. Of course. Days, whenever the pace slows, it's because we're at commercial. We're back from the break now. Well, I hope you had a nice break. I can tell you that you did not miss anything. Here we go, look. Now the pace has picked up. Wardlow, drop kick by Dante Martin to Wardlow. Looks like it's going to be a few people eliminated. Lio Rush has gone. MJF eliminates Wardlow as well. Wow. Yeah, look, MJF's like, oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Kazarian goes over the top. We're down to MJF. MJF in the corner. Ricky Starks and Dante Martin. Yeah, so he's just had a look over and... Oh, yeah, forgot about that. It gets down to 2 men, doesn't it? And then they have a match. Okay, so MJF's getting backed into the corner. Oh, Dante Martin eliminates Ricky Starks. Look at Ricky Starks' face. Dante Martin, MJF. So Dante Martin versus MJF next week for the Diamond Ring. That was all right. Has Dante turned on Team Taz? I don't know if he's turned on him. I mean, in all fairness, it was a wise thing to do. He's guaranteed himself to get into the final. It was, I mean, like we just saw MJF eliminate Wardlow, so MJF is offering to shake Dante Martin's hand, and there we go, handshake. Okay, that was all right. Did you see the lights? I did see the lights, yeah. Do they normally do that? I don't know why they did that. I don't know if that's like the next person eliminated kind of a thing. Ricky Starks has actually jumped in and is beating up Dante Martin. MJF is looking confused about whether he should go and help Dante Martin. He's like, oh, do I go and help? He's like, nah, I don't. Nah. He's walking away. And now he's going. He's going. He runs down. MJF jumps in and gets into the face of Ricky Starks. And then he helps beat up Dante. That's good. Here's Punk's coming down. MJF gets out of there. Yeah, that was good. Inzaguri into a GTS. Boo. Crowd booing the GTS. Seth, hello. Shout out to you. It's weird seeing a face MJF. It's just, I mean, I do agree. It's just weird. I mean, you do get these things in wrestling. I mean, he is going to be a face in his hometown, so like I totally understand it all. But it's like it is just weird. This is not how you would tend to book wrestling traditionally. Eight-man tag match coming up next. So, yeah, we've got the 8-man tag match. This is like the Acclaimed and 2.0 against Jurassic Express and Varsity Blondes. So, we go to commercial break. 8-man tag coming up next. Espen said, easily match of the night so far. Next week, he'll go back to ripping the crowd and being a heel. MJF, 3-time Dynamite Diamond ring winner, said Mr. Steele, yeah, goal. Wardlow will cost MJF the match next week. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Rachel said, who is your favorite AEW wrestler? Mine is Kenny Omega. Mine is either Bryan Danielson or Serena Deeb. I wish Starks would have won. The diamond ring would have fit him well, says Tahil. Dynamite starts have been fantastic. You had Bryan and Hangman when he turned heel. Then the week after, you had the Punk MJF promo. And then this. Zoom Station said, 8-man tag, lol, Monday Night Raw. Mine is CM Punk or Adam Cole. MJF versus Adam Cole, the Britt Baker pants match. I like Britt Baker as well. Where is Brian Cage? Dude just disappeared after the Team Taz storyline. He's been a bit disgruntled, hasn't he? Hasn't Brian Cage been a bit disgruntled? I think like his partner spoke out about the fact that he's not being used all that much, and he's one of the first really to kind of speak out and say that you know they're not happy with how they're being booked. So I don't know, perhaps there's just a bit of drama at the moment. Who is your favorite wrestler legend? Don't know. I mean, like Undertaker, Shawn, Bruno Sammartino, Undertaker twice. Andre was the word I was looking for. Those are the kind of names that come to mind. I take Shawn over Brett, but I do appreciate Brett. Stone Cold. I'm not that crazy about Stone Cold. I'm actually not that crazy about The Rock either. Are you streaming anything tomorrow? I don't think we are. We was going to be doing the Tottenham game, but it's been called off. So I don't think we are streaming anything now. We've got a busy weekend, though, because obviously we've got UFC. So we've got UFC and... yeah, we've got UFC and we've got Premier League football this weekend. Right, here we go. The 8-man tag. We've got Jurassic Express making their way down. 8-man tag. Oh, is that Julia Hart back? I don't feel like I've seen her in a while. Although saying that, I don't know that I've seen the Varsity Blondes in a while. Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, and the Varsity Blondes. Taz is annoyed on commentary. Understandably so. Wrestlers complaining about being used. What's new? Barry Windham was great. Barry Windham was great. Bryan Danielson versus Silva is the main event, and I can't wait. It is the loincloth wearing boy. Okay, so they are in the ring. Right, and here we go. We've got the Acclaimed. I think the last time the Acclaimed went up against like Varsity Blondes and Julia Hart was around, it didn't end very well. If you want to hit us with a silencer, then you'll take another L like the Islanders. Who the hell are the Islanders? They keep getting mentioned. I've never even heard of them. I know they're a sports team, but I couldn't tell you what sport they play. Taz is like a dollar store version of Jerry the King. Anna Jay is Jungle Boy's girlfriend, says Lauren. Ooh. The Islanders are getting murdered tonight. No one is as good as Eddie Guerrero and Macho Man. Okay, so we've got 2.0, and we've got the Acclaimed taking on Varsity Blondes and Jurassic Express. Raphael said AEW should start using their giants and monsters more. They should do a Monster Mash Battle Royal like WWE CW with all the big dudes. The Islanders are a hockey team. I did not know that. What's their logo? Maybe I've seen their logo and I'm just like, oh, that's them. So I probably recognize the logo. I have never seen that logo before in my life. I have never seen that logo before. I don't think I've ever heard of this team before. I know of is it the Avalanches? I've heard of them, and whenever, for some reason, I don't know why, but whenever I did play an NHL game, I always picked them, or the Mighty Ducks, naturally. So you'd go Mighty Ducks, you might go with the Avalanches. I don't even know if I could name another team. Steelers? I've said it. God, could I name 5? Can I name 5 ice hockey teams? I've gone Avalanches, Steelers, Mighty Ducks. I'm having Islanders. And one more. Just one more. Just one. One more. Bruins? The Bruins or something, aren't they? I don't know what they are. The Bruins. I don't think it can. Steelers are NFL football. Oh, God. Oh, I can't believe they've changed sports. I can't believe it. I can't believe they've changed sports. When did that happen? When did they decide to change sports? I never heard that. Unbelievable. I remember as a young boy playing many an hour of NHL 90-something where I'd have the Avalanches against the Steelers. And I must admit, they weren't very good on the ice. They were all like, whoa. Struggling. Trying to pick the puck up and run down the other end. Tampa Bay Lightning. Oh, I have heard of them. Days is always right, yeah. Guys, I'm not the flipping ones that are wrong. The Bruins was right after all of that. You're telling me the Bruins was right. If you'd have turned around to me and said you've got one wrong, I'd be like, all right then, okay, not the Bruins then. I didn't realise, genuinely didn't know the Steelers was wrong. Genuinely thought they were an ice hockey team. So if you lot had said, okay, you've done rubbish, but there is one there that's actually wrong, I'd be like, okay. So not the Bruins then. Toronto Maple Leafs. I've heard of them. I have heard of them. The Detroit Red Wings. I know their logo. I would never have got it, but I know their logo. It is literally, I believe, just a red wing. I don't know if it's on a helmet. I feel like it's on something. It might be on a puck. But I have seen that logo before. Because I did genuinely play an NHL game in the 90s. So I have seen some of these. Some of these names will be familiar. Ottawa Senators. No. Not a flipping. Yeah, the Penguins. I know the Penguins. I know them. I never would have got it, though. I never would have got Chicago Blackhawks, no. Minnesota Wild. Sounds like an adventure park. No. Penguins, I know. Blaze Radio said it's okay. I couldn't name 2 soccer teams from Europe. That's how it goes, isn't it? I can do... basketball is probably the one I can do the best. And then probably American football. And then, honestly, NHL is right at the bottom. Well, I say that. I'd struggle with baseball. I can do the Blue Jays, because I've actually seen the Blue Jays, and the Boston Red Sox, and the New York Giants. No. New York Giants? Are they the Giants? Yeah. I don't know anymore. I think they are. Yeah, I'm going to say it is. It is now. Let's remember, I'm always right. And I'm sure there's many others as well. But, yeah, I struggle with NHL. The only hockey team that matters is the Mighty Ducks. That is a fact. That is an absolute fact. Right, we are seeing the heels in control. 2.0 in control at the moment. Gets pushed back. We're about 18 minutes away. Oh, yeah, the Yankees. What are the Giants? Is that football? New York Giants, New York Yankees. Of course, the Yankees. Matt, how do you get the Yankees? That's pretty special, isn't it? How do you get the Yankees wrong? How do you not name the Yankees? Yeah. I do know that. The Yankees and the Boston Red Sox. I'm disappointed with that. If this was like a TV game show, I'd be mortified. Oh, well, I say that. I'd get over it really quickly. But I'd be like, damn it. Do know that. It was the pressure, guys. I was being put under too much pressure. Does AEW have a bloated roster? I feel like there's a lot of top-tier guys that aren't as featured as they should be. I think it's okay at the moment. I think as we're bringing in more and more and more, we might be getting towards it being a bit of a problem. But I would say right now they're doing okay. They're doing all right now. There's not like too many disgruntled people. And they are rotating people. Like we have been seeing Andrade, we have been seeing Rusev, we have been seeing Pac. So they are switching it around, and we are seeing some rotation. Are the Yankees? Is the Yankees still a slur in Britain? Yankees. It's not really a Yank. It's Yank. So I think, don't you lot call us Limeys? I think we're known as Limeys, but I don't know how much we're known as Limeys. And then America's like the Yanks. I don't know that it's really a slur, to be honest. But yeah, Americans being called Yanks is definitely a thing. I don't know what it's named after though, and I don't think it's like a negative thing. But saying that, you don't hear them say it on the news. Into the ring steps, Eddie Kingston coming down. Grabbing 2.0 and letting him know that he is around. Yankee Doodle. Is that what it came from? Did it come from that? I have no idea. I genuinely don't know. Are you going to stream the Super Bowl? Yes. The Yankees have only won 27 championships, but whatever. Varsity Blondes and Jurassic Express are victorious. Well, Eddie Kingston's told the cameraman to follow him. Ortiz. What's this? I don't understand. I don't know what I'm watching. Eddie Kingston's told the cameraman to come backstage, and all he's done is he's just started like shouting at it. I thought he was going to show us something. Don't know. The people that were in the ring have come out back now, and now they're brawling. Brawl! If they had a hockey team, they'd be known as the AEW, the All Elite Brawl. That's what they'd be known, the All Elite Brawlers. There we go. We go to commercial break. Kingston doesn't know how to screw someone over right. Mark said, I've honestly never heard of Limey. So it's something to do with the fact that it's something to do with the fact that we obviously went to America on ships and boats, and it's something to do with limes being on the boats. So I don't know what it is. I don't know exactly what it's in reference to, but I know it's something to do with limes being on the boats, and we went over to America on the boats, and maybe like, you know, when you sent us packing, like it's got something to do with like the limes on the boats. I can't give you much more than that. I never claimed this to be my specialist subject. So limey is something I've heard of, and yank, yeah. What is the most devastating move in wrestling? The roll up. Ollie Prince Limey. I don't know. Is that what it comes from? I have no idea. We won the independence, you limey. Get over it. I think that's how it works. You yank. Daniel said, them red lights in the Battle Royal came out of nowhere. It didn't happen for any eliminations. Do you think it's a very, very small Wyndham tease? The wrestlers were looking around when it came on. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, like, I think it's got something to do with... Has it got nothing to... Did they not do that? Because they put him on when it got down to the final 3. And it was like... Kind of felt like we're down to the who's going to win. Like, we're down to 3, only 2 are going through. I kind of read it that way. I mean, if it is just like some lights to tease, I mean, he still feels quite a way off, to be honest. If he's doing a movie and whatever, I ain't expecting him really anytime. I ain't expecting him like next week. I mean, in a way, if it's going to get people talking, it might get people tuning into next week, getting excited about next week, and then you don't get him. That way, AEW haven't said he's coming, but you still tune in. Like, just will it be next week? For the record, if it is next week, I've been saying a Wyndham is coming for I don't know how long. So, Airflow Games said Wyndham is lazy. He won't show up for a while. That is true. I mean, guys, he ain't going to show up this side of Christmas because he's selling PS5s. So once Christmas is out the way, then you stand a better chance. Master Chief said, we just call you Brits. In all fairness, we just call you guys Americans. So... we are 10 minutes away from the halftime scores. Didn't the Americans throw the tea in the harbour? They did. They did. I mean, there was more to it than just that. But yeah, that is definitely a thing that happened. Wyndham quit wrestling to sell PS5s full time. You probably already know, but the Mighty Ducks is on Disney Plus. Well... I don't even know why I'm sat here watching this then, because that's exactly what I should be watching instead. Right. Super Kick Party. I've not heard this theme in a long time, says Minty. Here come the Bucks. Okay, so it is... What is it? Do they call themselves the Super Click? I don't even know if they're still going by that name, to be honest. Best Friends and OC. There we go. This is going to be our next match. Mighty Ducks good. I don't call Days Brits. I call him Bestie, says Adrian. Beautiful, Adrian. Thank you. It could have been done because there was 3 people left, but it was also a time to do it with Ricky, Dante, and MJF all standing still. Right, we've got the Bucks in the ring. Wearing pink. With Brendan Cutler in pink. Right, and here come Best Friends. Is it just the Bucks? Chuck Taylor and Rocky Romero. What happened to Wheeler Yuta or whatever he's called? Orange Cassidy is a pillar. Okay, it is a... Is this a 6-man? I'm just confused now. I genuinely don't know if this is a 6-man or not now. Or if it is just a tag match. I think it might just be a tag match. Okay. I think it is just a tag match. It must have just changed. I swear earlier I read that it was going to be Orange Cassidy involved and Adam Cole involved as well. Young Bucks versus Best Friends. They're not really best friends. Well, they might really be best friends, but they're not the best friends. Oh, it's a match. They just showed 3 large empty sections. I saw on Twitter people saying this was sold out, says Wrestling Matters. It's a tag match. It's just a tag match. They announced it earlier. Days just got put off holiday concert. What have I missed? God, what have you missed? You've missed a fair bit. You missed MJF and Dante Martin getting to the final of the Battle Royal. You missed the heel CM Punk promo. You've missed 8-man tag match. Now we've got a tag match. So you've missed quite a bit. Did you know Andre the Giant was born in France? Yes, I did. Good knowledge, though. It's a tag match. You knew that because you know everything. And you just glitched for a second. Well, I think I was lied to. Because I did know that it was a tag match. But I swear I was told it was a 6-man tag match. I'm double checking now whether it's me or them. Every time I get close to the actual thing. It's tricky. It's tricky. That's what it said. It said Young Bucks with Adam Cole. See, it says Young Bucks with Adam Cole, and then it's got Rocky Romero, Chucky T with Orange Cassidy. So I took that to mean that it was, these with these. But I think it just means they're walking down to the ring with them now that we're actually at that match. So I'm sure I'll take the blame for it. But I think deep inside we all know the truth. We all know the truth. Australia 109 for what? Oh, I don't pay the cricket any attention anymore, to be honest. Days is better than all of you, and you know it. Did you know Jinder is Canadian? Yes. Did you know that Kane is Spanish? If we're going to play this game, let's just pull out one of the big ones. Legend Killer said, "Come on, Young Bucks. Young Bucks. There's no need to feel down." I said, "Young Bucks, get yourself off the ground." Seth said, "Rocky is so good." I got you. Pointillism, expressionism, realism. Yeah. That was deep. That was a deep moment for nearly 2:00 in the morning. Kane is the mayor of my town. Did Days know there's a rat on his couch? Did you know no one likes you? Days, name 3 different type of painting styles. Oh, is that what Heather was doing? I had no idea what that was. Heather answered a question that I never even saw. Cain Velasquez, I know you meant Kane, but my joke fell short, says Blaze Radio. Right, we've got Young Bucks driving their shoulders into the midsection of Rocky. Rocky collapses down. Nick Jackson. Just seeing Orange Cassidy on the outside with a chat. I don't know why it just made me. He was stood there with the chain around his neck, just going. He doesn't have to do much to be entertaining, does he, Orange Cassidy? All he was doing was standing there with the chain, and when they cut to him and he was just shaking his head, I was like, that's pretty funny. Young Bucks regrouping outside the ring. Over the top comes crashing down onto the Bucks. Brendan Cutler's being backed up. Did you know that's not a couch? I told you to check the chat. Heather, listen, I am more than happy for you to answer any questions that get fired in by the chat. It saves me a job. I'm very grateful. That way people get their answers, and it's what I mean. Like, things just keep moving along. It's brilliant. I'm totally here for it. Minty Eye said, Chucky T once let me backstage at a PWG show. Super Dragon is a handsome man. Young Bucks. Little kiss on the side of the face of Adam Cole, baby. High fives to Nick and Matt Jackson. They said it best, AEW excelled to another level. AEW haven't blinked at all through the show. We're playing that game. Boris Johnson is born in the USA, says Dan. That is true. Dave's named 3 different types of artists. Oh, Heather will deal with that for me. I've got people now. I've got people that deal with those things. Can you send that over to my people, please? Here's Nick Jackson smiling at Orange Cassidy. We are at the halfway point. James said, I wonder how AEW are going to do the Adam Cole turn on the Bucks to join Fish and Kyle. I wonder. Right, we were back into the ring. O'Reilly is going to show up next week, says Heather. Next week. Bucks with a nice scent on to Chucky T. Bucks in control. Picture in picture. We're not picture in picture, but you are. Halftime scores. Halftime scores. Master Chief said, having Kane as a mayor has been absolutely entertaining. There's nothing like seeing the mayor's wig and mask fall off on TV. Dylan says 7. 725. 8. Did you see how Kyle said goodbye to NXT? He said, smell you later. Blaze, shout out to you. 7, 7, 7, 6, 7, 5, 7. 7, says Dylan. 7, 7, 7. Lots of 7. If you all just got together and had a chat and gone, let's put 7. Are you putting 7? I'll put 7. Are you going to put 7? Look at all these 7s. This to Jericho with a 5.54 from Miss Clown. Oof. Although that is sexy. 1987 Big Fan says 6.5. Rachel with a 7.25. Lots of... the way Days says Mare stretches out the A. Filthy. Legend Killer says 6.5. Vic Torrent Games says 7. Blaze Radio with a 7. Guys, don't torrent games, by the way. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's illegal. I can't support that. Great start, but this match is boring me, says James Chadwick. The perfect 7, says Smurfy Tunes. J14 with a 7. Nicole with a 7. Look at all these 7s. I'm in 7 heaven. Right, we've got Chuck down. Double axe handle by Nick. Right, I think we are back to the action, and we're at 55 minutes away. You can definitely do that. Say John Mayer. John Mayer. Is that how you pronounce it? I actually don't know how you pronounce it. It's not John Mayer, is it? It's John Mayer. You definitely... People are still firing in there, Scott. I think we are back, aren't we? Orange Cassidy putting his hands in his pockets. Adam Cole coming round. He's not messing about. Tag Young Bucks. I do agree this match has not done it for me. I would like this match to end. Let's see the women, actually. There's got to be some women on this show. I haven't seen any women yet. Are we going to get... I hope we get Cody. I want Cody to throw his belt in the crowd and have it chucked back again. That's what I want. Will Brandy come out and set her husband on fire again? I love that trick. That's my favourite trick. This she might do. Every week we could have a different way that Brandy, like, hurts her husband. Last week she set him on fire. This week she could, like, set the dogs on him. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? I mean, all joking aside, that would be the most entertaining way to use Brandy. Just saying. I'm just saying. Chops coming in by Rocky. It was great to see Punk come out to MJF's music when we thought all along it would be MJF coming out to Punk's songs. First 30 minutes of the show was great, but this has kind of slowed down. DWTD Peak said, I'm getting sick and tired of seeing FTR versus the Lucha Bros. Hayter versus Riho looks to be it for the women's division today. Okay. Nice DDT. Crowd are into this, I gotta say. Rocky is down. Brandon Cutler's in the ring. Here's Adam Cole. Here's Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy backing up. He gets super kicked. Rolls out the ring. Super kick to Adam Cole. Super kick to Chuck Taylor. Reversing, going over, grabbing the referee. Referee goes down. Matt Jackson gets sprayed in the face. Roll up Rocky Romero. 1, 2. Oh, my God. The Bucks really want to make sure they get their TV time in, don't they? Strikes into the midsection. Too damn long and so overbooked. Matt now goes into Nick. Now we've got a backslide. 1, 2. Did he get? No, it's a 2. Oh! Jumps over, jumps back. This is a PWG match, says Minty. This has not been a tremendous tag match, Excalibur, says Lone Star Friend. I must say, I mean, like... Oh, that should be it. That's it. It's done. It's probably time-wise not that long. Like, if you actually look at how long that had, I mean, I don't know, maybe it was long. Maybe it had 20 minutes or something. But, yeah, I wasn't feeling it. Maybe if I was, like, really into it, as I'm sure some people were, then maybe it wouldn't have felt so long. Wheeler Yuta has come down. Paul Carpenter, I deleted all of my created superstars and I've downloaded all 100 AEW stars, says Paul Carpenter. What's that in, Paul? What game's that? 2K20, maybe? Adam Cole is going over to the corner. Panama. Boom. Panama Sunrise. She loves Adam Cole as well. Doesn't like watching Home and Orange fighting. I think the Battle Royal was also overbooked, says Tyler. Finally it's done. I grew a beard. I know. I was, when the match started, I was actually 7. Look at me now. Now we've got Sue coming out. With Trent. Sue driving Trent out. Trent with a spear to Cutler. Duck underneath. Clothesline. Matt Jackson goes down. Gets into the ring. Takes down Adam Cole. Grabs the leg of Nick Jackson. Goes for a clothesline. I wonder how Wheeler Yuta feels about this. No one's thinking about Wheeler Yuta, are they? And thinking about his feelings. There's Chris Statlander as well with Sue. Sue's making her way to the ring. I'll tell you now, this will be the greatest show ever in the history of wrestling if Miro comes down and lays Sue out right now. If the Redeemer comes down and puts Sue in the game over, I will quite happily declare this the greatest wrestling show of all time. I'm not asking for much, guys. I'm really not asking. I'm just asking for God's favourite champion, the Redeemer, to come down and put Sue in a game over. I want to see her stretched. And that is not a sentence I ever expected to say on the internet. Game over. Mr. Jack said best show ever. Look, she's too smug, man. She's too smug. She thinks she owns the place. Someone needs to lay her out. It's not going to happen, is it? Oh, come on. Days I came out to my dad. I think I confused him, but he wasn't bothered. I mean, fair, well done, but I love the idea that he's gone. No. That's how it should be, isn't it? Right, we're backstage with Ruby and Bernie and... Oh, I couldn't remember her name. Is that Penelope Ford? That's Penelope Ford. I was like, is that Anna Jay? Do you have any friends? More like Ruby Solo. Why don't we just do this right now? Forearm strike 2. Now Nyla Rose comes in. There's Anna Jay. That one's Anna Jay. Here's Sammy Guevara. The bunny, I love her YouTube. Here is Sammy Guevara, TNT champ. 70 days, he has been the TNT champion. Who's coming out? Is that Cody? Cody? Is that loud boos? Boo! Can you hear me? Boo! I didn't want you to be blindsided. Please love me. Boo! You'll be defending against me. Good luck, kid. Ah, that was good. That was good by Cody. Cody went to walk down the heel tunnel and then he turned. Of course he gets the title match. Boo! I know, yeah. I like that, though. I like how he went to walk down the heel tunnel and he turned around. Just cheeky. Shocker, Cody books himself in the title match. He knows what he's doing. I'm sure he knows what he's doing. Cody's arms look bad. Yeah, wow. His wife set him on fire. I have zero sympathy. I have negative sympathy. Right, we've got Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. We need Miro. No, he had his chance. He had his chance. Sue was right there. If Cody wants to be a face in my book, he should have crossroads Sue. I don't know I don't get this. I mean, like, he's defending it next week. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. We've still got Bryan Danielson against John Silva. Coming up next, Jamie Hayter takes on Riho. Brandy should be in prison. Not having a match on Dark. Days Hammer Studios subscribed to my YouTube channel 5 minutes ago. Very nice. Cody is great. I can't wait for the actual turn. Cody, the babyface that never gets over. So far, I'm not a fan of the Sammy Guevara TNT title run. All he's been doing is open challenges. Jericho is in Bournemouth, if you're curious. What's he doing in Bournemouth? What's he doing there? Is he on tour with Fozzy over here or something? Bournemouth's all right, actually. It's a fairly nice place. It's an old person place. But it's all right. Brandy is an arsonist. Wow, I have heard that about her. Riho is dead. Why does Cody and the Young Bucks always get title shots? What happened to Sonny Kiss? What happened to Sonny Kiss? I haven't seen Sonny Kiss in a while. So same with like Joey Janela. I haven't seen Joey Janela in a while. I'm trying to think what other originals haven't really seen in a hot minute. There's not many, I don't think. Sonny Kiss, Joey Janela. Obviously, Jimmy Havoc was let go. Is there anyone else? Obviously, Big Swole left. She wasn't an original, though, was she? But she ended up leaving. Yeah, I can't really think of anyone else. If you was given the chance to main event a pay-per-view, what would your dream match be? What am I fighting? Sue. Because I think there's a really good chance I'll win. Against anyone else, I think I would struggle. Or I could face Cody and just hope that Brandy will do something to help me out. Do you know what I mean? She's already set him on fire. So, I don't know. Who knows? She might drive a car into him or something during the match. And that's going to massively help me out. And a win over Cody would look really great on my CV. A win over Sue, not so much. But, I'd equally be as proud as either, to be honest. Cruising for a bruising. Janela is mainly on Dark or Elevation. Leave Sue alone. Oh, God. Stop being a Sue lover. Here's Jade Cargill. Here's Thunder Rosa. This will be a good. This will be a good match. Don't know how they're going to book it. You don't have respect for anyone or anything. Okay, so when is that? Is that on Friday? Hayter's gonna hate. Jamie Hayter making her way down. Hayter's gonna hate. My mum's name is Sue as well. I have long thought it's a bizarre name. Jamie Hayter versus Riho. Her name is Riho, and she's about to have a match. Let's go Thunder, says Heather. Days, Marco Stunt tweeted about getting a call back from The Voice, so that could be why he's not been around. Jericho's been touring the UK with Fozzy. He's been to Liverpool, Manchester, Dublin, Glasgow, and Bournemouth so far. Right, here comes Riho. Okay, Riho making her way down. I don't think this match is going to get too long, because I should imagine they're going to want a bit of time for John Silva and Bryan Danielson. Can't believe Trent is back. Legend Killer, shout out to you. Sue is a verb. It should be Thunder Rosa versus Ruby Riott final, says Salvador. Right, here we go. Oh, Jamie Hayter pushing Riho in the face. Riho being driven back into the corner. Brandy Rhodes was victorious on Dark. Emi Sakura was victorious. The Factory's Anthony Ogogo was victorious. Fuego del Sol was victorious. Thunder Rosa was victorious. Dark Order's John Silva was victorious. Download the #1 wrestling GM mobile game for free. Hayter standing on Riho, and Riho gets her shoulder up. 1, 2. Paul Compter said, is it true Riho slept her way to the top of the organization? It's true. It's true. She has been cuddling up to Tony Khan's dad, all in an attempt to be crowned women's champion. And apparently they've said that she can be the TBS lady champ as well. It's a massive scandal. She is actually Tony Khan's mum. Kicks to Jamie Hayter. Danielson and AJ Styles, to me, always had 5-star matches. Would love to see AJ come over, says MasterChef. Mark said, Riho is so cute. I can't imagine her being a heel. Heather said, let's go, Riho. Yeah, 2 count. Jamie Hayter rolling out the ring, going over to the railing. I think there's a bit. Is there a bit of blood on the face there? Hasib said, this show has been boring other than CM Punk. Minty said, hasn't Joey been doing some GC dub stuff recently? Question mark. I don't watch it, so I can't comment. Just want to see if that slap from my phone, is it working? Just want to see if that slap from my phone, is it working? What does that even mean? I don't know what that means. That might mean something to the kids. But that means nothing to me. Are people slapping each other's phones these days? Fair play. Right, we've got kicks coming in by Jamie Hayter. Hurls Riho into the corner. Airflow said, I don't like Riho. I can't believe that she would win any matches that she's in. How have you found it? I found it all right. I mean, I was first hour. I mean, like, first hour was okay. I agree, the CM Punk thing, and then into the Battle Royal. Battle Royal was all right. I mean, that got us through like 40 odd minutes or whatever. I did not enjoy the Young Bucks thing, so that's brought my score down a bit, but. You know, this is all right. It's been all right. It's been all right. Nice suplex by Jamie Hayter. Days love the vids. Parker, shout out to you, dude. Janela has been doing a few GC dub things. Dave Sent you said, is it true you secretly want to be in control of WWE, so that's why you've got a crush on Linda? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I think I can turn it around. Did you enjoy the 8-man that you forgot happened? I wasn't that bothered by it, to be honest, no. I mean, it's all right. You know what I mean? It's all right. Hayter's got her knee across the back of the head of Riho. UFC 269 this weekend. Tori said, how can you hate Riho? Britt Baker is talking some trash to Riho. Jamie Hayter grabbing Riho, hurling her down to the ground, and then stepping on her and talking some trash to the fans while standing on top of Riho. Britt Baker's coming around, holding up the Women's Championship, talking some trash to Riho. Showing her the belt, saying she's never going to beat her. Fleetwood Mac is great. Everything other than the Battle Royal and the CM Punk MJF stuff has just been there. I didn't like the Bucks match. I am 53 years older during that match. Days, you should watch the Wrestler of the Week, Finn Balor. Is Finn Balor the Wrestler of the Week? Days is about to complain why the match has slowed down. Depressingly, I hadn't even noticed so much because the match hadn't been the quickest going into the commercial break. Riho gets her foot on the rope. Forearm to the back of Riho. She grabs Rio's head and shows it off to the camera. Here's her head. Look at it. Hayter picks up suplex to Riho. Days at lunch on day 2. Australia are 1 for 113 at the Gabba with Warner not out. I don't even know what that is, mate. I don't pay any attention to whatever that is. Don't know. What is it? Is it a sport? Is there some kind of sport happening? Riho in the corner. Charging over. Backbreaker. Riho getting thrown into the corner. Straight to the back by Jamie Hayter. Looking for a choke slam. Little roll through. Double stomp by Riho. Rachel said, will Big Swole go to WWE? Her husband is Cedric Alexander. I don't know the real reason as to why she left, to be honest. I don't know why she left AEW. I think it's because she's got a disease. Is it Crohn's disease? So I don't know I don't know that means that she would go to WWE. Britt Baker is trying to cheer on Jamie Hayter as Riho goes over to the ropes. Paul Compton said, how long do you think Bryan will stay? I reckon he'll be there a good couple of years. I reckon he'll have a decent little run. Jamie Hayter picking up. Britt Baker was just saying, I don't know what just happened, but there's something happened between Britt Baker and the crowd. And Britt Baker was just telling Reba about it. Dragon suplex, 1, 2. Shoulder up by Jamie Hayter. Yeah, a couple of years, I reckon, Paul. A couple of years. Britt working up the crowd. Is that what she was doing? I don't know. I couldn't see exactly what was going on, but I did see an interaction between her and the dude in red. Strikes to the back by Jamie Hayter. Oh. Brainbuster by Jamie Hayter. I don't get that, to be honest. I don't get how Jamie Hayter can pick up Riho and then spike her down from that height and it ends in a 2. Yet Undertaker can do a tombstone pile driver and that kills everyone. But a brainbuster, I mean, like, a brainbuster is a move that you don't get to see that often because it's banned in WWE. I think we've actually started to see AJ Styles do a couple, but other than AJ, like, I haven't seen anyone else do them. So it seems like, well, I know it's a banned move. I really feel like if you are allowing your wrestlers to do a move that is banned in WWE, like, that needs to be a finisher. Like, that needs to be put over big. It needs to be like, oh, the brainbuster. And it needs to just be laying out people. Like, to just do it as a move in the match. And, like, Rio's absolutely fine right now. Like, it just seems a waste. Code Red. Kick out by Jamie Hayter. AEW doesn't believe in finishers, says Ronnie. Minty said Dax of FTR uses it as a finisher. Something did happen with Britt and the crowd. Britt was right in someone's face. They probably only trust AJ to do that. I think you're right. I think that's what it is. I mean, it definitely was on the banned list. So it was a surprise, actually, to see AJ do a few. He's done a few in about past month or so. Riho is up in the corner. It's going to be suplex by Jamie. Trying to really pick up Riho, but Riho is battling back. It's a push, and Reba jumps up, grabs the leg of Riho. Double axe handle by Jamie Hayter. Jamie Hayter goes to the middle rope. Double axe handle by Jamie Hayter. She's got Riho up on her shoulders in like a Samoan drop. But Riho is throwing in some elbows to the side of the head. Well, nice. Crucifix. Jamie Hayter is down. Avalanche crucifix. 1, 2, 3. Riho wins. Riho wins. Have a look at the guy. He's sat back and he seems furious. Yeah, he does look a bit annoyed, doesn't he? Britt Baker jumping in, throwing some strikes to Riho. What are they doing? Oh, she's putting the glove on. It's going to be the lockjaw. She didn't do it. She didn't apply it for whatever reason. Why didn't she put it on? She kind of got her in the position, and then she was trash-talking her, but she didn't actually apply it. Ruby Soho, Ty Conti, Anna Jay versus Nyla Rose, Bunny, and Penelope Ford. Adam Cole versus Wheeler Yuta. That's on Rampage as well. That was a nasty slam. Okay, we've got 20 minutes to go. 20 minutes left. People used to cheer Britt when she attacked the wrestler. Hook versus Fuego del Sol on Rampage. That is huge. Revolution. March 5th. March 5th in Orlando, Florida at the Edition Arena. Rampage on the Friday, a Fan Fest on the Saturday, and then Revolution on the Sunday. The Dynamite Diamond final next Wednesday. Wyndham is coming. Serena Deeb versus Shida. Wyndham is coming. That'll be good. Deeb, man. I'm so here for Deeb. You spoiled everything. Hook looking like Little Mac from Punch-Out. Is Hook wrestling? A twinkle has not yet expired. He is wrestling. Wyndham isn't coming, so don't get upset when he doesn't show up. I've already mentally prepared myself for him not being there. Hangman versus Danielson next week. 20 minutes to go. Deeb is amazing, said Chris. She is amazing. That is breaking news. I do completely agree with that. Coming up next, got Bryan Danielson versus John Silva. Revolution should be at the Amway, not the UCF Arena. I actually thought it was the Amway. I thought they'd just renamed it. Right, Tony Schiavone is interviewing the Varsity Blondes. Guys, lights have gone out. Guys, Wyndham is coming. Lights have gone out. Wyndham is coming. Wyndham is coming. It's going to be The Fiend. Is it The Fiend? Is it The Fiend? Oh, that's Malachi. Stupid Malachi. LOL. He spat in her face and she was like, ah! It was like some out of a horror film. You see, this is why you shouldn't have children. That scream, it was the scream, wasn't it? This is why you shouldn't have children on the show. Now they're going to have to explain to her mother what's gone on. She took it in the face. It was like a little girl cry. It was like, well, do you know why it was like a little girl crying? She's only 16. She's too young to suffer that kind of horror. That horror of a grown man spitting in her face. She goes crazy bad after that. Do you think this is it? She's going to turn now. He's turned her. Honestly, I thought it was the Briscoes. That girl is now all elite. Why do I always close my eyes, Malachi Black? That was an awesome sell. I'm not reading that, Mark. She's actually 19. She's almost a grown woman. She didn't sound like a grown woman. She sounded like a 12-year-old girl whose Barbie had just broken. She sounded like a 12-year-old girl whose Barbie had just been pinched by the pet dog. Don't ask me how I know that sound. Days, was that Carlito? Julia down! By God, Julia down! She's got a family, damn it! She's got a family, damn it! Good God Almighty, she's got a family, damn it! Guys, I think what's just happened is we have just officially gone into the Attitude Era. I think that's what's just happened. I think we've gone into the Attitude Era. People were asking for an AEW Attitude Era. It was right flipping there. Boom. It's just happened. We'll look back on this. We'll be like, do you remember when the AEW Attitude Era started? When Malachi spat in Julia Hart's face and she dropped to her knees and screamed like a child. I mean, I must admit, it's a very entertaining segment. I'm thoroughly entertained. And is that not what it's about? I feel like that's what it's about. Right, we are going back. We got 15 minutes to go. I hope we get a health update. I hope we see her being loaded into the back of an ambulance. Right, here's Bryan Danielson. Time for the main events. The oversell was worthy of Shawn Michaels. It was. Bryan Danielson versus John Silva. Do you think when they got backstage, they were like, Julia, Jesus! We told you to react. We didn't tell you to act like you'd just been a victim of a Scream movie. Didn't expect you to react like you was meeting Jason. Oh, was it a bit OTT? Yeah, just a little. Here's John Silva. Meat Man! Dark Order's John Silva is here. He is 9-1 in his last 10. Silva making his way down to the ring. Fourteen minutes to go. This should be a great match, man. I'm really looking forward to this. Days, Miss Clown DM'd you. Okay. I'll check it out after. Julia died. Is that breaking news? Oh, God. That's how they'll write her off. That's how they'll write her off. I mean, in all fairness, she's really lucky that Brandy Rhodes didn't come out and set her on fire when she dropped down to the ground. As soon as she went down to her knees, she's really lucky that Brandy Rhodes didn't just come out and set her on fire. Right, here we go. We've got Bryan Danielson working on the arm. Nice reversal by John Silva. Eric Rowan should join the Dark Order. That scream is how I react when Tony Khan talks about the demo numbers. That scream is how I react when I see a Vince McMahon Austin Theory backstage segment on Raw. That could meme. That could be a new meme. How I react when I see insert whatever and then have the Julia Hart clip underneath. Wonderful. Silva slamming down Bryan Danielson. Wyndham should just arrive and destroy Bryan again. That scream is how I react when I see Cody walk out. Nice. All right, Bryan Danielson trying to test the strength with John Silva. Kicks coming in. Kick again to the body. Uppercut by Bryan Danielson. Against the ropes goes Silva. Ducks underneath. Kick there by Silva. Another kick coming in by Silva. Nice. He's throwing in kicks. Danielson looking to get out the ring. We've got 10 minutes to go. I'm guessing there's one more commercial break. Silva with his leg being slammed on the edge of the ring. I am all in favour of that Julia Hart meme. That's the noise you make when you realise there's no more pizza left. Days, I am more excited with Trent versus Adam Cole than Orange Cassidy versus Adam Cole. Is this Malachi Black bringing Julia Hart to the House of Black? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's just happened to Julia Hart, unless it's acid, which I would have big questions as to how Malachi was able to get that in his mouth in the first place. I don't know what's happening with Julia Hart. I am hoping they'll tweet out a medical update. Maybe show her recovery in hospital. Bryan Danielson getting into the ring. Airflow said, I'm going to take credit for that new meme. Do it. Do it, dude. That scream is how I react when I see Bryan's red chest. Are we at commercial break now? Will Silva get more defense? I kind of want one Dark Order to win, even if they cheat a little bit, just to add dimension. Wizard Days predicted the picture-in-picture. Unreal. Are you at picture-in-picture again? I mean, literally, Bryan Danielson is just walking around in the ring. He's gone over to Silva. Uppercut. The scream is how I react when I see Austin Bully Days. Thank you. That scream is from the exploding ring spot. Bryan Danielson just gesturing to the crowd. That scream is how I react when Theory showed that. I still can't get my head. I was walking the dog earlier, and I thought about that segment. I was like, I just cannot believe they put it on TV. There's actually been a segment I just cannot believe they put on TV. Vince McMahon saying, you're going to have to find a way to impress me. And Austin Theory slowly undoing his zip like this. And of course, you would expect Vince to go, I don't mean anything like that. But he just let him keep doing it. He just allowed him to, like, totally unzip his top. And I think Vince even then had a little look. Like, I can't believe that was actually shown on TV. John Silva goes down. It was weird. It was weird. Vince was lucky to have a man show off his abs to him, says Austin. I don't think it's the kind of thing that looks great on TV, though. So he's got his arms out. It's very slow paced, but then, you know, picture-in-picture sucks. Dude, not having picture-in-picture sucks. At least you've got an advert to distract. There's nothing happening. I can't even have flipping Papa John try and sell me anything. Big chop coming in by Danielson. I want John Silva to win, though I know he won't. Sonny said, that scream is how I react when Timmy's is closed. Nice. That was good. If you do tweet those, tag me in them, and I will retweet them all. I don't even care what they say. I'll just retweet them. I don't even know if the scream is like... I don't know if the clip is doing the rounds. I'd imagine it is. And I'd imagine people are having fun with it. In all fairness, it's probably not going to hurt her... It's probably not going to hurt her social media presence. Because I'd imagine the Julia Hart scream will be something that will be a bit of a talking point. Or maybe not. Maybe it's just this community... and myself that have just had our minds blown by that segment. And everyone else is like, that was amazing. It was perfect. It was so powerful. Kicks coming in by Silva. Roll through. Grabs the leg of Bryan Danielson. I can say that scream is how I react when Daze gives me a dirty DM and you'll retweet it. I won't retweet lies. That scream is from when Mae Young gave birth to the Hand. Daze, that scream is how I react when they give me 19 nuggets instead of my 20-piece from McDonald's. Very good. Very good. Silva going over. Silva going for a clothesline. 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes to go. Days, that screams how I react when you don't upload a toy hunt for 10 months. Well, there's one up now. Bryan Danielson. Again, he's interacting with the crowd a lot. He's going back, waiting for Silva to get up. Silva trying to get up to his feet. Bryan Danielson runs over. Look for the knee. Roll up by Silva. Kick out by Danielson. Duck underneath by Silva. Silva going against the ropes. Kick to the back of the head, looking for a German. Bridges to kick out by Bryan Danielson. Literally everyone, when Toys R Us closed forever, insert the Julia scream. The scream is how I react when Days ends the streams. The scream is how I react when Brendan doesn't respond to me. The scream is how I reacted to that Katie Vick segment. Brackets, yes, I'm old. Dudes, a good chunk of us all know what you're on about there, so you're not alone. Welcome to Boomer Club. That scream is how I react when I watch a bad episode of Monday Night Raw. You could probably take the word bad out of that sentence. I'm done with this week's Dynamite. Better save all the surprises. Good matches for Wyndham is coming, says Bakayuka. Ledger Killer, shout out to you. Danielson has got Silva looking for a pile driver and he hits it. Silva's out. It's a weird finish, isn't it? The pile driver seems to have put, he seems to have, like, done him with the pile driver, but he didn't even pin him. Is he alright? Is John Silva alright? It's just a really weird finish. John's. Yeah, they have got some medics that are around him, but I think it might be part of the story. But there are some medics in there checking on him. Yeah, if that was legit, I don't think they would show him. Just like I'm going to kick Hangman's head in next week. And he goes over, grabs Silva, and he's going to continue to kick away at the head. Here's Hangman Page. Hangman's coming down, unloading. The Hangman is here. The scream is how I reacted to Johnny being attacked yesterday, says Airflow. Next week. Next week. Next week. So, Hangman, it's all building towards Bryan Danielson against Hangman next week. Wyndham is coming. No theme music. Ruins the crowd pop. Hangman versus Danielson is going to be so good. Wyndham isn't coming. Hangman, said Heather. Next week at Wyndham is coming. Bring back the Hair Bear Bunch. Not once Danielson used a finisher to win, says Rashawn. 6.5. Hook equals ratings, says Minty. 6. There we go. Done. Get in your scores. Get in your scores. All of your scores. Get in your scores. Days, I can't tweet you any of the screams. It's how I react to the meme because I don't have Twitter. So can you tweet one? I'm sorry, you seem to have me confused with your secretary. 1987 Big Fan says 6. Austin says 6. J14 says 7. Zoom Station with the 6.5. Get in your thoughts. Get in your scores. Whilst I ask the question, what do you rate AEW Dynamite? Do you rate it an 8 to 10? Do you rate it a 7 to 7? 5. Do you rate it a 6 to 6, 7, 5? Do you rate it 5 to 5, 7, 5? There we go. Let's get some answers. Let's get some flipping answers. Ryan says Dogecoin. Right. Make sure that you're dropping it in the poll. And we'll have a look at that in a few minutes' time. I think that, I must admit, that main event was a bit slow. I was definitely expecting a lot more from Bryan Danielson and John Silva for a main event. I mean, like, it's always difficult for me because I don't know at what point you go to commercial. I just know that after a few moments, I'm like, this is really slow. There must be at commercial. Really, it is a bit of a problem. I wish they would just continue with the show. Like, I really don't understand why the wrestlers can't just wrestle for them couple of minutes for the live crowd and for the rest of the world that's still watching. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like they only care about you Americans. That's it. That's all they care about. Like, the American public aren't watching anymore. I'm not going to try anymore. Sucks. What about the live crowd? What about the poor live crowd? I wish they would change that. So, yeah, it was a bit slower than what I was expecting. But as I said, it could just be that we was at commercial for quite a bit of it. Not once has Danielson used a finisher to win a match, says Rashawn. The first 30 minutes was good. Rest of the show was... The start was better. The scream is how I react to people that vote 8 to 10 in the poll for Raw, says Airflow. Did Miss Clown send you a dirty DM? I don't know, Sonny. I daren't look. Primo said this match card seems a little weak. Well, I mean, look, I wouldn't worry about it because, in all fairness, considering it was go-home show, it was very good for a go-home. Like, if next week is like a big, Wyndham is coming show, then this technically is a go-home for it, and as a go-home, it was very good. Move to America, you boomer. Why have picture-in-picture if you still going to do rest spots? Yeah, that's a really good point. God, this is what you're missing. A load of nothing. So you might as well just watch the commercials. Trent looks like the Blade now. Perhaps he's trying to get with the bunny. Perhaps that's what it's about. Streaming the Game Awards. No. Ronnie said, that scream is how Days reacts when he does an 8-hour stream. We've got a long stream, actually, on Saturday. I've got a long day on Saturday. I've got 2 football games, and then I've got flipping UFC 269. So that'll be how I react on Saturday, yeah? Wyndham isn't coming. I don't think that's as catchy a title. AEW Wyndham isn't coming next week, next Wednesday. Got to get some rest for tomorrow. I will check you out later. Damien, shout out to you, dude. Trent received a bigger pop than John Silva. And Broken said there's nothing wrong with boomers. We can smack any Gen Z anytime. Is there a WEP this week? I don't think so. I've asked Tommy about Friday. I mean, Tommy can't do tomorrow because he's at Beyond. And Friday, this is a bad week for him because this is the last week of work for him. So everything's pretty hectic. So he could do Tuesday, but I couldn't do Tuesday. So I was like, I can do Wednesday or Thursday or Friday. And I don't know that he could, so... He said he'll get back to me, but it's not looking great. FM said Wardlow will be stepping on his own soon. Guaranteed. Hopefully he turns face. AEW Wyndham is lazy is more catchy, says Airflow Games. I think AEW Wyndham has PS5s is what I would tune into. The Scream tweet is out. Let's see your replies. The Scream tweet is out. They must know what they're doing. I don't believe that we're the only ones that have... here we go. I'm getting them. I've already started. Look, Master Chief has sent me one. I've retweeted it. So, boom. It's out. Cody's sister when his wife set him on fire, and there is the moment. Oh. Yeah, and the lights go out as well. It's horrific. I'm sorry I really am sorry that... Oh my God, I'm sorry that I'm showing you so many times. Please do not have nightmares. Fun stream. See you tomorrow. Good night. See you on Friday. NXT received the same score as this week Raw from Days. This Dynamite is absolutely a letdown. Good night, everyone. Would you like to see Wardlow feud with Hobbs now that they've set all the tables? I'd like to see a match. I don't know if I need a feud. Nunes fight is going to be interesting. It is going to be interesting. I didn't even realise the Scream is out already. Oh, they do not mess around. They do not mess around. I have retweeted Blazed. Right, we might as well end it. We've had 125 votes in. Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. Right. I mean, look, I think that I'm into the 6s. I'm just interested to see what you lot have got. Ooh, seems like you lot are quite low as well. 7775 got 39%. 32% said 6 to 675. 23% said 8 to 10. 3% said 5 to 575. I was... So I'm just going to go 6. I'm going to go 6. I think that... I'm going to go with 6. It was fine. It was fairly solid. I wasn't feeling the Young Bucks thing at all. Main event was slower than what I was hoping for. I was definitely hoping for more from that main event. I can appreciate the start. I can appreciate that, CM Punk was working the crowd, but a lot of those references just don't do it for me because it was all like laying into Long Island things and, It's weird seeing MJF being presented as a face as well. But yeah, I mean, it was entertaining. I was entertained. This is not a bad show. It's not a bad show. It's pretty solid, but I think we can all agree there's been better Dynamite. So I'm probably with a lot of you. I saw a lot of 7s at the halfway point, and then a lot of 6s at the end. So probably in line with a lot of you, to be honest. And that is it. With that, we are done for another week. We are back on Friday for SmackDown and Rampage. So appreciate the support as always. Hope you had fun. And hopefully I will see you again next time. Bye for now.